Okie dokie, in this video I'm taking a look at the file system root API in Gatsby. So this has recently been announced and it's been kicking about since July, September time, I guess, and now they've made it a thing. And I was playing about with it on Friday, today is Sunday, and I was also watching my friend Ray sort of struggle through trying to get to work with the Markdown remark. So I've been using it with MDX because I love MDX and it is dope. So I'm just going to put this video out here for other people using MDX and wanting to know how to use this new file system root API. So why would you want to do this in the first place, I think, is a good question. So the file system root API removes the need for having to use Gatsby node with your Gatsby project. So for anyone who's done a Gatsby project in the past, you know that you need to do some certain bits with the Gatsby node file, where you need to you need to create like file system nodes for paths and slugs and things like that. Excuse me. And with this file system root API, you don't need to with MDX, and I think there is going to be a fix with all Markdown remark as well, but I'm living that MDX life. So let's take a look at it with MDX. So let's pop open the terminal, and I've got the Gatsby CLI. Yeah, Gatsby CLI. I like to call it. I'm going to start calling it CLI, just to trigger people. So Gatsby new. Oh God, what is it you need to do for? I need to bring in a template as well. So I'm going to use my Gatsby CLI template. I'm going to use the Chakra Gatsby starter I did the other day. So I'm going to go to GitHub, not GatsHub, GitHub. Just go here and I'm going to filter it out. So I made it recently. So let's just check out the CLI. I'm sure you can pass in a template here. Yeah, my new awesome blog site. So I'm going to need that, but not that, because I want it for my Chakra one. Chakra. So I'm going to want this URL and Gatsby new Chakra MDX roots, whatever. Let's just put in that, and it's going to make me a new project called that. So I've got sorry, cheers by the way. I've got Chakra and all the Chakra bits installed, so I'm going to need to have the other MDX bits. So rather than look there, I'm just going to snaffle some bits from my scottspence.com. So it's basically going to be just the config object. So if I go to my Gatsby config on scottspence.com, so this is this here. You notice I've got the Gatsby plugin MDX config. So let's just do it Gatsby plugin MDX to begin with. Just get that going, and we're going to split this terminal because it looks like it's done its thing. What did I call it? Chakra MDX roots. MDX roots. Right. I'm going to split this terminal, and unlike other terminals, this doesn't do the opens up where you last left off. So on this one, can I just do yarn dev? Right, and then let's just start installing some bits here. Yarn add. So you notice when it expands out, I've got using the abbreviations in fish shell. So Gatsby plugin MDX. This is all the stuff we need for MDX in Gatsby. So it's MDX MDX React, and the Gatsby source file system. I'm pretty sure it's already installed, but I'm going to put it in here again. And then I'm going to want to get these bits as well. But before we do that, we're going to need to pop open a terminal. So I've got to wait for this to, let's just do it in this one here. Do that for now. And let's open my code editor. It's probably going to open up my other window here. Let's bring it over here. And let's bump up the, let's bump that up one more. Let's close that side panel, Control B. Right, so we've already got the Chakra, we've got the Gatsby source file system. That's just for the image. So I'm just going to duplicate this. Oh, actually, no. So you can see what Karnak. So you can see what shortcuts I'm using. I'm going to use something called Karnak. So when I do things like, is it going to do? Yeah. So you got this here. So you can see what shortcuts I'm using. So anyway, it's called Karnak. It's a pretty cool tool. So I'm going to copy this down here. So Alt Shift and down arrow. And then this, I'm just going to create a folder called content. And save that. And then obviously I'm going to need to create that folder as well. So let's just do it over here. Mukder content. And then if you've not seen any of my videos before, and we're going to call this the main branch, not the master branch. Main did not match any files. All right, so I need to branch git b. Right, so now we're on. We can just delete that. BD db master. Right, so we're on the main branch, and we've got our content folder. So now I can add some files. So touch content, and then some curly braces here. So can't really do it. Let's try. Probably a hot shot and just create some folders in here. But I haven't got the mental capacity at the moment to do it. I'm like 2 whiskeys in now, so let's just do it from here. And the way I like to structure my content is to have like the year 2020, thanks 2020, and then the month, so 11, and then the date, which is 2029, and then the actual the file. So Chakra MDX something, and then in here I'll have my index.ndx file, and then I can put in a front matter block here. So I'll have that snippet which just auto generates that. So let's just quickly look at that before we go any further. So snippet, configure user snippets, and then I've got something called global VS Code snippets. And then if I just do not a save, find for FMB, you'll see here that this will just create it for I haven't put the file type in, so it'll just do that front matter block anywhere. I should just do it for MDX and front matter files, but it'll generate this snippet for me. All right, rambling done. Let's just Chakra title some post. Oh wow, and it's great actually being able to see me derping with the keyboard shortcuts. Some post. Right, tags, let's not worry about tags. I'll private. So it's got a date and a title, and the heading here, I like to do heading 2, hello world from MDX. Right, so that's the one file I've got, and I've not even got the dev server running, so let's just get that going. So I should be able to go to the graphical Explorer in Gatsby, and I should see this file now. Just gotta wait for this to build. And while it's doing that, I want to get out the rest of these bits in here, because some of these are quite useful. Auto-link headers. Let's just jack it all. Where does it go from? The Gatsby plugins all the way down to there. Right, and I'm going to need to install those bits. So let's just go to my Gatsby config, and I've not even got MDX in there. Oh my god, got so sidetracked. Right, let's just copy the whole thing then. Right, so that whole object there. But now, we're going to have any extensions, so let's just comment all of that, and then this should just work for the extensions, MD and MDX, and it should look in content, and then it should create a file path 2020 1129 chakra MDX something. So it's probably going to ask me, pardon me, on here, where I've not even opened up the Explorer. It should ask me for it to restart the server. So this is my Chakra UI starter I did the other day. Got a little toggle here. Sorry for your eyes if you're watching this in the dark. I'll keep it in dark mode here. And I should be able to go to the 404 page, which is 404.js if you don't know. And then that will show you any internal files you've got. And it's not showing any on here, so I'm guessing I'm going to have to restart the dev server once again, just so it takes in the file types from there. Okay, so while that's doing that, let's go to localhost and let's go to the graphical explorer, graphql or graphql, but it's called graphical. Good naming conventions. It's a good name. Right, so we're waiting for that to do its thing. It's taking a while. There's not much to it, so I don't know why it's taking so long. Right, and then down the side here, we should see something. We've got all MDX, cool. So I should be able to just run this. Yep. And then I've got my tile here. So this is me working previously today. So that was in there before, that's fine. So, and then with the file system routing API, it gives you this slug. So in the past, you used to have to use, go to my site here and go to Gatsby node. To create the slugs, in the past, you would have to use something called create node field. And then this is where you create the slugs. But now with MDX, it does it for you. So you get all your slugs created from the file path made, but you need to make sure that obviously, sorry, stop using obviously and basically Scott, not good ways to do it. Yeah, so I'm pointing the file system, Gatsby source file system plugin to the content folder here, and then it will drill in till it finds the index file, which is index MDX, and then create that path for you, which is good. So if I go to this 404 page again and refresh, oh, it's not going to make the page because I've not actually put anything in there. Right, so I'm going to want something like what I've already put into this here, but I'm going to want it for an individual one. So, what did I just do there? MDX. Right, I want to keep that, so I'm going to comment that, so it's control / and I want something for, so I want this slug, let's copy that, I want something for just MDX, so query MD, just do post by slug, and then this is going to take in the slug, so we do that with $, and we call it slug, and then this is going to be of type string, which is required, so that's what the bang is for, and then in here I should just be able to get an ID, Oh, no. I need MDX. And I need to say there's no IntelliSense. Why is that? Okay, so I want the slug to equal, so it needs to be dollar, slug, same, dollar, and then this needs to equal the slug. So actually, sorry, it is slug, and then that needs to equal the dollar slug. I'm running that error. Expected name found dollar. Right. MDX. Oof, what has happened here? Body. Slug. Equals dollar slug. Right, it's just hard code it in for now. What is going on with this? This looks disgusting. Stop it. Stop doing that. Right. Yeah, you got the ID. Slug. Wow, that was a bit painful to watch. Sorry about that. Right, cool. So, we should be able to get like the front matter here, date, and title. Boop. Right, cool. So, with the file system routing API, we can call MDX and slug, but we need to put that into a page. And so this is where the so we need to use the pages. The pages folder is special in Gatsby land, where it uses that for the like the routing with React router, or is it Reach router? One of the two. Anyway, cheers. This is where we need to create that special file notation. So it's curly boys, and it's .js, and we want to use MDX, and then we want to get the slug from there. So if I hit save, and then my my terminal has done its thing. So I'm not sure if I'm going to need to restart my dev server, but let's just take a look at the 404 page here. Hit refresh. See if it's created it for us. Here we go. So here's the path. So if we can click this, and it's going to go to that page, but obviously there's nothing in that page yet. So what we could do is just import React for now. Wait for my IntelliSense to do its thing. And so I used to just do export default here, and then just like have like an anonymous function like this. Not cool, apparently. So we need to have it named. So this is just going to be post, blog post, content post, something meaningful to you. And at the moment, content post is meaningful to me. So and then this will have the data, and then in here we're going to need to return the React stuff, the Reacty stuff. So for now, let's just put in here yo, and then hit save, and then wonder why. What are you telling me here? So export default function. Right, there we go. So at the moment, data is actually not anything, because I need to export default a query. This could be called anything, and it's usually called query, I think. Equals GraphQL query, which we need to import from Gatsby up here. Cool. And then this goes into some backticks, and then it's going to go into the GraphQL Explorer. Here it is, and copy pasta that into here, but this needs to have not slug, because that's not going to do anything. I'm going to need to give this a name, post by slug, and then in here, this is where it went a bit earlier. So slug, and this is a string, Okay, and then this is going to equal slug here. So this is $slug, and then I should be able to put this from here into my query and get the same thing. Okay, cool. So yeah, query variables here. This is how in Gatsby you can just filter out certain aspects from a query rather than just get everything back like you would with like all MDX. So let's just copy this for now so I don't lose it, and paste it in here. So this is going to take the slug into here, and then it's going to filter down on the slug. So I'm presuming that Gatsby Roots API will iterate through everything I've got in here and then create a slug for it and then pass it into this page here. So I hit save, see how we're doing on my page here. Does it look like it? Export const, sorry, my bad. Export const, my bad. Okay, and then we get yo. But what we really want to do is use the data we got here. So let's just log out some of this and see what's in data. And what's in data should be the MDX object, which is here, object, MDX, meta, and everything we need for that post. So really, what I'm going to want is the body for it, which isn't in here. So it's going to be like this level, I think. Body, there we go. So after slug, body. And then we need to use the MDX renderer, which comes from React, MDX renderer. And that's auto imported. Sorry, it's not from the MDX-JS/React, but we need that. We will need it later on if we're using it for the MDX provider. But in this instance, we're not. So just shut up, Scott. Stop talking. So data.mdx body. If I hit save, then that should do the thing on here. Yep, hello world from MDX, some copy to go here. So you'll notice that even though I made this a H2, if I go to inspect, this is a H2, but there's no styling being applied. This is because we need to provide that information to Chakra so it knows what to do with it. At the moment, it's just a big blob of, well, it's a big MDX function, and then the MDX renderer does what it needs to do with that. But then further up the component tree, we need to let MDX React know what to do with those bits. So before we get into that, let's just be happy that I've got a bit of data going on. Let's just destructure out the body here, body from data.mdx equals data.mdx, and then I can just use that in here. Save that. Nothing should have gone awry. Cool. So let's add in some more content, and you have to excuse me for not having anything creative to put into these. So another one for the 29th, new file, another path, and then this is going to be index.mdx, and then this is going to have another front matter block, and another file, and let's get rid of those because I'm not using them here. Cool. And then if we go to the where's our 404 page? I haven't got one. So localhost, not 3000, not doing next. This one. It's not built it. Why hasn't it built it? Did I break it? Let's go back to changed file, another path. So it should have created it, but it doesn't look like it has. Let's go to my GraphQL Explorer. Let's refresh that. And comment this, and then go to all MDX. So in some curlies here, curly boys, all MDX. So I learned this from Johnny. You can just go straight into nodes. Johnny from GraphCMS. He's on the GraphCMS team, and yeah, so we've got the IDs in here. So I should have another path, but for some reason I can't see it on here. So let's just kick off the dev server again and see if it creates it for us. Go back to 404 again. Anyways, it doesn't make good YouTube content, does it? While that is doing that, I am going to talk about the root wrapper, or root wrapper, which is what I've called it here. So this can take the thingy McThingyson from MDX React, MDX React, and just go here, and it is called MDX provider. And then in the MDX provider, let's just wrap everything with that. So at this level here, this is high up in the component tree, and then this is just one file which has been reused in Gatsby browser. So it's importing it from root wrapper here, and Gatsby SSR, which is for your server-side styles, but not looking at either of those because I'm doing it in here. The MDX provider takes components, components. What? And then we're going to make a components object. Right. Jeez. Just copy paste. Come on. This is your usual dev skill, Scott. Copy pasting stuff. Right, and then in here, for things like a H2, we can use the link from, not the link, the text from Chakra. Is that Chakra one? Yep. So import the text from Chakra, and then the font size can be 2XL, let's say. And then we'll spread in the props. Do we need the props? Let's just try it like that. Like that for now. Then we'll see what that looks like. So H2 here, this is to match up against all of the elements on the markdown, which we are creating with our MDX files here. So probably the reason why I don't have anything in here is because there's no content. I don't know. And let's just put in some JS and whatever. Let's just see what that looks like. Right. Take a look at our 404 page. Cool. So we've got it here. Another path. Brilliant. So have I broken something? Why is that not rendering? Burp, 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 burp. Go back. And let's go to the one which I know was working. This one. They're both broken. So I have derped something up with the provider here. Where's it gone? In the root wrapper. So I'm guessing it's this. And I need to pass in, I need to spread in the props, I'm guessing. So this would be, and then for arrow, and then the props can go in here. Like that. Maybe, possibly. Let's have a look. Yay, okay, so yep. Now we've got the formatting we want on our H2 here. And let's take a look at the other one, which was another path. And then, yep, so we've got it all formatted all nicely in a roundabout sort of way. If you could listen to me ramble on for that long. Okay, so let's recap. On a bit of a tangent with all this, haven't we? So, Gatsby File Routes API means that you can, Gatsby will, with its, God, what's the schema called? The Gatsby source file system, because you're pointing it to this path, it's going to iterate over that, find out what information it has in there. And I think by default it will just reference the index and this path as the actual slug for it, and then you get that as an added bonus with MDX. You don't get it with Markdown Remark just yet, but I understand there is a fix coming for that. And then you can just go off and create your, however sort of complicated you want it to be, file structure. So I like to have things sort of with year, month, day, and then, because on the odd occasion where you do post two things in one day, then you've got a path for each one. We looked at the graphical explorer on how to find our nodes which were created from the Gatsby Gatsby source file system, and create those nodes for us, which we could then access with a GraphQL query, and then queried that in our page with this curly boy notation, and then we put in the .slug, which was this item here, and then that is what we are using to identify the post, which we're then rendering here. Clear as mud? Good. Okay, so on our index page, we could then export const and another query. Export const query. Wow. Oh, yay. It's GraphQL, and then in here we could use this thing here, OMDX node slug, and then we could just iterate over this to get the paths. So this gets a bit of can we get a front matter from here? Yes, we can. We're going to want title and date. I think that was it. So we can just copy paste this straight into our query here, and then in our index page here we can destructure the data out, because at runtime, build time in Gatsby, what is used to build up the data schema for the Gatsby source file system, as I understand it, it will go and rip out all of these queries and then use these queries to supply the data to the page. So that's what I am destructuring out the data for that. And I'm going to use it in this page here. But first up, I need to wrap this in parentheses and return that. Oops, not parentheses, curly boys. Go down there, Scott. There you go. And then we're going to return that. And then we can console log out our data. And then in here, we should have all MDX. So let's go to like the index page. Oh, way too many tabs open now. And go to the console here. And we've got our all MDX object. So, and I want the nodes. So I'm going to loop over, I think. So data dot, get that for now. Just call it posts equals data dot all MDX dot nodes. And whoops, no emit. That should be posts pluralized. That should be our object, which we can sort of map over. There we go, 2 posts, cool. And then in here, wherever, get rid of Gatsby man. In here, we can do something like, so if you've got posts, then post.map, and then we want to get a post out of each one of those, and do that arrow, and then in here, we want to just return something for now. Tile. There's the GraphQL Explorer. Let's just do the slug for now. Post.slug. And not going to do anything like that. It's just got put it in some put in a p tag, and then this can go in some curly boys. Okay. Cool. But let's just p tag. Can't do anything with it, so we're going to need to use something like Gatsby link, and then use that link to render to our to link to our post. So just do that link, and I'm going to say 2, and it's going to be that post slug, and close that. And then in here, that P and that P there. What do we want to do in here? P, post.title. Look at the query down here, Scott. So front matter title. There is going to be dot title. And why is it looking a bit weird? Oh, I don't know. I've seen people do that without the parentheses. Why is it doing that? I mean, seriously, I've seen Prettier do it in the past. Anyway, stop bitching, Scott. Right, so here we go. We've got some links now. You should be able to click on this, and it should take us to the post, but it's not. Why isn't it? So link to post slug, right? Post up front matter tile. Oh, I missed. Take a look, inspect, chakra.title. Where's the href? Here it is. Link as Gatsby link, right? So come on, brain, do your thing. That should work. That should be a chakra link to. Oh, do I need to? Oh, right. Apologies. I'm just getting the hang of chakra as well. So link as Gatsby link, and then 2. Yeah, okay. My bad. Sorry about that. Gatsby link. Right. So that should just be it. I should be able to click on these now. Yep, there we go. Right, cool. Right, and then this should render. I don't know why it took so long to render that. It should just go straight to it and then back. back. That one. Right. So let's just jack the styles, text decoration, color, font size. Put those in there too. I should look a little bit less worse. There we go. Right. All right. I hope you get the idea. Watching me style stuff isn't good watching. Yeah. It was just to highlight how to use the Roots API. I'm probably just going to scrap this video and do something which is a lot more concise. But this should have been a stream, I guess. But there you go. That's the Gatsby Roots API and how to use it in MDX. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.